Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. Have you ever started working on a layout and thought, geez, Lou, I have messed this up. I really don't know where to go from here. And that is exactly where I am with this layout. So let's talk about what we have going on right this minute. I had pulled out this piece of paper to try an idea I had in my mind. Now, I've talked about it in the Crafty Low or No Spin group that this year I am trying my best not to second guess myself. When I have an idea, just go ahead and move forward with it. And I had been wanting to take my messy stitch stamps and loop them in a circle to make a bigger circle because I wanted a messy stitch circle. My first thing that I did was I went online and I searched for messy stitch circles. I think there were some digital files that you could purchase. I didn't want digital files. I wanted actual stamps. And I found these. These are from Poland, I believe. And you get 3 different sizes, but as you can see, I wanted a bigger one. And I went ahead and got the hexagon. So these weren't cheap, I'm just going to say, and I like them. I can use them. I like them. But, so I think that Facebook or Temu or they're in cahoots. I don't know, but I think they can read our minds because all of a sudden these messy. It's because I searched. Never mind. They can't read my mind. It's because I did do the search. All of a sudden these messy stitched stamps started coming up in my feed, and I think it came up on Temu and I searched on Amazon, and then I found these stamps. So after I found these stamps, I thought, well, I want 2 so that I can make a bigger circle. So I bought 2 and they were cheap. I want to say $3 or something like that. And I've got my Tim Holtz press plate out, and I just want to show you, make sure that you can, probably is easier to see from this side, how I looped them together. This is 3 stamps that I've looped together to make a circle, and I stamped it on this paper. So this was all just me trying an idea out. And I liked it. I wanted to use it after I did it. I didn't want to waste this paper. I had this scrap, and so I thought, well, I'll just stick it all together. Well, once I got this together, I thought, ugh, I don't know about this. I don't think I like it. So then I decided to put some washi underneath. And then I was like, I still don't know. It's not making me super happy. So I pulled out, my first thought was to do some tags from the same collection. So this is from the Echo Park Love Notes. And this bottom paper is from this collection. This is from A Simple Stories leftover. But I didn't want to waste this scrap. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to take these tags and just kind of tuck them up under there. But then it's going to hide my washi. And I don't want it to hide my washi all, the whole thing. And most of these tags, they're directional. So like, you don't want to hide, you don't want that upside down, because I would want the tag portion, the shape, poking out. And then I thought about, well, maybe I'll just cut some of these things out as little ephemeras. And I just couldn't land on anything. Finally, I think I know a direction I want to go. I have some scraps left over. Because of the black and the text, I think I can bring in some black elements. I have 2 tags, And I thought maybe, let's see, let's pull that adhesive up there. Thought maybe if we tucked these something like this, maybe. These hearts are upside down, and I don't know what I'm thinking about that just yet. I don't know if I like that or not. And maybe stick that on top. I kind of like this. I like how it becomes heavily weighted over to the right as it's flowing that diagonal flow. And because this is Simple Stories and this is Simple Stories, it's not that stark white background. So this is kind of what, maybe this is what I'm thinking about. And I think I'm going to get my Creative Memories cutter out and do a circular photo here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me pause and grab that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have cut a circle, and I used this one, and I used a blade that is, so the posts that go around the track, the blade is further from the post, so it's going to give me a larger mat. And then I was going to use this one because the blade is closer to the posts, that it would give me my photo, but this is bigger than, like, it goes off the photo, so it's bigger than 4x6, or the 4 inches. So another issue that came up with as I was measuring that, I had been printing with a border, and I decided I need that border, so I have an extra print that I can scrapbook for another story. And I'm going to use the smaller one to make my mat. So my mat is, I'm sorry, my photo. And my mat is going to be a lot bigger than my photo, but that is okay. So we're going to move that to the side and trim out our photo. I'll try to not get my head in the way. And you just place your posts in the track and follow around. This system is, I would advise anyone to get it. It stands the test of time. I've had these blades for over 20 years now, and I've never had to replace them. I need to cut this side a little better. I'm glad that didn't move. There it goes. So there, I have my photo trimmed out. Now I have bought the new blades. Well, they were new way back in the early 2000s. And I've never opened them. I've never used them. So that's what we're looking at right there. And I feel like I need one more mat because there's such a distance between the two to kind of close that up. So I'm going to get a white piece of paper and make another cut. And I'm going to use this one, put this blade up, and I'm going to use the green blade because it will give me a larger mat. Got a white scrap up here, and we will cut out of this. So graceful. And I just go around to make sure that my blade cut through all the way through. Had one little section that it did not. And let's try this on for size to see how we feel about it. So we've got that and that. It will do. I'm not going to keep fiddling with it. Okay. So the next thing that I was thinking about was, I thought I wanted to make these like these little linear stitches at the edge of my circle to see how that looked. And I kind of like it, I only did a small portion so that if I don't like it, I can still tuck it up under here and no one would ever know. They would not be the wiser. Okay, I'm going to adhere everything down and I'll be right back. Okay, when I flipped over my tags to adhere them, so I had this heart paper, and when I flipped it over to put the adhesive on, I realized I like this better. So that's what you're seeing here. And I'm thinking maybe I want to mimic this up here in this corner. I'm thinking maybe. So I may do another two on the smaller scale, 2 tags to go up here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me just go ahead and cut them, and that way, you know, we'll try it and see, and we'll know. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Or I've got this little, I may just do a different color. I may just try the white. Something, you can't see a thing I'm doing over here. So I'm thinking I'm playing with my scraps. Do I do something like this, or is it just, that's too much pink on pink? The white definitely separates. I like that. I really like this black and white stripe. So let's trim a smidgen of that. Yep, my paper moved. That was not a straight cut. Okay, let's test the waters. So this and this, or this and this. I like that. Okay, I'm glad we talked it out. Okay, let me make these tags and I'll be right back. Okay, I like how this looks. I've added a little bit of chipboard up here to bring this color just kind of across. What I'm doing right now is I'm going through and I'm making these little lines. There is no rhyme or reason. I'm not measuring. It is very kind of, I don't want to say random because it isn't, but I'm not measuring. It isn't exact. I'm just eyeballing it and I'm making the lines. I decided that I like how it looks. It lends to that messy stitch kind of theme. And I just decided to go with it. So we're finishing up that, going around our circle, our large mat. I went too far when I moved my layout. And it's not easy for me to talk and do a thing at the same time. I'm one of those people that I find it difficult to chew gum and walk at the same time, you know. You know those people? Well, that's me. So I'm going to pretend that around what's tucked underneath, we're not able to see those lines. So we're just going to barely do the edges here. Yeah, so that's how we're going to leave it. And I think my head was under the camera. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I've got this piece of chipboard. I was thinking of putting it here. I am going to so I have twine. And what do you think? Should I go with the black, the cream, or the white? Let's do a trial. Because I could sit here and stare at it all day long and it wouldn't give me an answer. So the black that I have is thicker and the end becomes frayed very easily. And there is probably a hack, if I'm not mistaken. You can put tape around the end to make it feed better. Well, this hack has taken me a lot of time, so it may not be a very good hacky hack. Yeah, this is taking too much time. I literally just destroyed my string. Okay, let's try that again. Let's do the bigger holes, and that way it's easier. All right, so this is... Unfortunately, I like the black. And I am not going to do this on camera because I don't want y'all seeing me fiddle with these. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, the black really just kind of pops. Dadgummit. What if... we've got to make this easier. I think I'm going to do my friend Teresa's hack and just make little bows and stick on there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm only going to be making 2 up here and 2 here. Okay, I'm just going to make these little bows. My friend Teresa told me to, you do your 2 loops and then you just tie your 2 loops together. And that makes your bow. And ever since she told me about it, because we were, this was years and years ago, like when we first met years ago, I was struggling with making a bow. I could never get my bows to look the same. And she said, don't you know, you can do this. And I was like, well, la-di-da. But ever since she's told me that, that's how I've done it. So you've got your little bow. Trim off your edge. And this one's wanting to twist. There we go. And then you stick your little bow on there. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of them. Let me think. This photo is of my boys and I. We were, I think this is Lake Ontario, and they were being boys. They were being brothers and acting silly, and we couldn't get a good shot to save our lives. But this is us, and I love them exactly how they are. And I love that they're playful. Okay, before I get off of here, I wanted to share with you my other layouts that I've created with my kit. So this is all love themed, not necessarily Valentine's, because none of these photos were taken on Valentine's. So this layout was created with some of my simple stories pieces that I had left over. And this is my cousins and myself. So the three of us grew up together. We were best friends growing up. And we had gone to Hilton Head for a little getaway, a little girl time. And that's it. This one is my husband and myself. This is when I first used that paper. We were chatting online, and Teresa had done a layout with a diagonal, and I thought, I haven't done a diagonal layout in forever. And I had this scrap, it was long, and I thought, well, I'm just going to do it in diagonal. And that started the whole, because I love this paper. But anyway, I did a diagonal on that one because I wanted to cover up this big flower cluster that was on this ledger paper. And then this is my husband and his mom, and I think it is adorable. So that is 4 layouts that I've created, and a lot of cards that I can't show you now because they're already all mailed out. And I did some other little paper projects, paper crafting projects. Say that 3 times fast. Anyway, I did a lot this month. It just didn't show up in layouts. I'm proud of what I got accomplished and what I got used. We are going to roll into March. Is that not crazy? And I will reveal soon what I will be using for March. Come back. Oh, wait. We have new people that are joining us for Collection Obsession. Go down below and check out all of the channels of the ones who are joining in playing with Collection Obsession. I promise you'll enjoy what they're bringing to the table. And maybe one of us will inspire you to pull out a collection and get it used. So come back and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye.